it's over. I don't want no closure, I don't really know her, lost my trust.
Hey everybody, Tony here with the second lesson for the week of the 22nd. In this lesson I want to go over some tweezer top and bottom variations, kind of what they look like, and the level of risk associated with these variations, and also I want to talk about or touch on quickly how to approach playing these variations, because everybody's different and there's various ways you can play these formations. So I want to go over those different the different ways that you can approach playing tweezer top or bottoms, depending on what variety they are or look like. So let's get into it. If we look at this first one, tweezer top, tweezer bottom, same thing, just flipped. This is one that there is no engulfing. You have a shorter or smaller confirmation candle, meaning the one that confirms that this is a tweezer bottom. There are a few ways to play this. You can either wait for this candle to close and confirm that this is a tweezer bottom and jump in. You have very minimal risk. You're simply risking the bottom of this or a breakdown below if you're looking to go long. Or some people will wait for a break of this neckline, and this translates to this next one. You can see, similar formation, smaller close on this confirming candle for this tweezer bottom. And here's the neckline break. You can wait for neckline break and play the breakouts, or like I said in this one, you could simply enter once this closes, and you're simply risking the bottom of this tweezer bottom. That's very, very minimal risk. These are both, extremely profitable no matter which way you play. It's it may be a little bit safer to wait for this neckline break so you don't get faked out. But even if you wait for this neckline break, there will be instances where you may break this neckline and it just reverses on you either way. And that's just the stock market. This third one is the one that is the riskiest of the bunch. I don't even know if that's a word. This may be the most risky. When you see, and we see these a lot, especially early, where we're seeing impulsive tweezer bottoms or tops with some pretty strong moves. These are riskier because, this is an impulsive move that confirms this tweezer bottom. This may be a meat of that move. And you may be buying the top. It completely engulfs the previous candle. You see this, you're like, damn, that was a really impulsive move, say on something like SPY. Do I really want to go chase this? Because this may just as well crash back down. And if you're risking the bottom of this, that's a quite a bit of risk. So what you can do for these is, now I'm not saying that these don't play out. They play out quite often, but they are a little bit riskier if they go against you. What you can do is you could wait for maybe some retracement back and play the breakout. You can enter on confirmation on this confirmation candle, and maybe risk somewhere in the middle of this or a break below that first confirming candle. It just depends. These are a little bit riskier. As I said, they're, we see these early quite often where due to the volatility of these tweezer tops and bottoms, but they do tend to play out pretty consistently. But again, when you're buying into an impulsive move like that, there's always a chance, you get a pullback, or that was majority of the move. And this fourth one, and this is a question I get asked often, is does there have to be wicks? There doesn't really. You could have a tweezer bottom or tweezer top, something like this, that there's maybe minimal wicks, or maybe the first candle has a wick, or only the second candle has a wick, and it's not completely even, but I still do consider those tweezers. These are also minimal risk. You can quite literally risk the bottom of these candles or the top of these candles, and it's very low risk. Like I said, there is another way that people go about playing these, and I've played them this way myself, where let's say we're looking at this second image. We see, this forms, we get a wick down and bounce off this level from the first candle, and say we're looking at a 5-minute time frame, and it's looking like this candle, there's a minute left until close, and this candle looks like it's going to close as a tweezer bottom. There are instances, and this is a little more advanced, where I will enter before that candle closes. If I see that it's getting close to closing and it looks good, I'll enter. Again, very minimal risk. And this applies to any of these formations. If I see something about to close and it has a tweezer bottom or top in, I may enter before it closes. Now, I do not suggest doing this. If you're a beginner, your safest bet is to wait for that candle to close. But there are times where I will do that, and that's something a little bit more advanced, like I said. But I hope this lesson helps, guys. If you have any questions at all, please reach out to me, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks, everybody.